It was another historic week for the Dayton Flyers. For the second time this year, UD has a team in the Sweet 16. Congratulations to Dayton Volleyball, who beat South Carolina on Thursday in 4 sets and came back to beat host Baylor in 5 on Friday night. For the first time in program history, the Flyers will play in the third round of the NCAA tournament. In Dayton's 5-set thriller on Friday, Lexi Almodovar had a career-high 34 kills and became the first Flyer in program history to surpass 2,000 kills. Liana Sarkisian had 17 kills and hit 500. Brooke Smith added 14 and hit 323. And Alyssa Miller collected a season-high 51 assists. Carissa Kaminsky added a double-double with 22 digs and 13 assists. Dayton women's basketball hit a bump in the road on Thursday, falling at home to Miami 60-43. The Flyers were led by Ivy Wolf with 11 points and 4 rebounds. It was a Thursday to remember for Evelyn Albers, and Dayton Track and Field, the junior, returned to competition after missing last season due to injury and won the pentathlon at the Euler Open, hosted by the University of Findlay. The Flyers had 4 in the top 7, with Rihanna Burns placing 3rd, Mia Bolito 6th, and Reagan Ernst 7th. Men's basketball picked up a couple of wins last week. On Tuesday, Dayton beat Western Michigan 77-69. Enoch Cheeks had 23 points and 8 rebounds. Nate Santos added 15, and both Javon Bennett and Posh Alexander put in a dozen. On Saturday, Santos was perfect from 3 and had 24 points as Dayton beat Lehigh 86-62. The Flyers shot the ball extremely well against the Mountain Hawks, going 14 of 22 from 3. Malachi Smith had 17 points and 9 assists on a day that included his brother, Scoochie, going into the UD Hall of Fame. This week, we focus our attention on men's soccer, who last month reached the Sweet 16 for the first time in program history. Dennis Currier highlights a special team and a historic season.
You get a bye, top 5 team in the country, and then you get to host the Michigan Wolverines. Sellout crowd and a ticketed event. Your team goes out and plays so well, 2-0 decision. But do you get a chance to sort of look around at Beaujean and sort of take that in what was just an awesome night of the Flyer fans supporting soccer?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you embark on this journey, which in my case is 20 years, every time I go coach somewhere, I envision stuff, and I have this dream, and you want to be wildly successful, you want to play for a championship at home, and that was the moment. So I said to myself, just sit back and take a look at the end of the game. Try to find my family, try to look at the crowd, and just take it all in, because as amazing as it is that it ends very quickly. Everybody's getting out of there, so you want to just capture those moments, and it's very rewarding. Very rewarding to when you look back and you always think of kind of where you started, what you were trying to accomplish, and then to have that moment of the fans and just the sellout. The parking lot was filled, so it was like just crazy. But and then to get the win, of course you're nervous because now everybody's come to the game, and you're like, oh, we've got to win this game. You got to keep winning. So yeah, just an incredible experience.
And it was another shutout for your group, and the defense at the end of the season spectacular. I do want to focus though on the offense, because that Sweet 16 matchup, Martin Bodkin gets his 9th goal. But going into that game, you had 5 players with 8 goals.
Yeah.
What was that like in coaching, and sort of that message of sharing is caring, but actually seeing it come full circle where everybody is producing?
Yeah. Traditionally Dayton, even from the start, has been a team that is in national rankings in goals scored. So we've always been a very high-end, high-tempo attacking team. This year in particular was probably one of the first years we had that many that had scored in that 8-9 goal range. Typically you have 2 or 3 of them, and then it's sprinkled out throughout the roster. So to be able to coach that and have that for the team is like you felt very balanced, and you knew that if somebody was going to be off that particular night, there was always going to be somebody else. Our wing play was just tremendous this year, and you have Melto and Felix and Cooper, and they're very hard to shut down. And then if they go to shut them down, then you have Martin and Andrew and even the 2-6s got some goals. Yalty and Genny could score, the right and left back, and you could just hit teams in so many different ways, and that's why it's so hard to shut us down. So as a coach, you just love to have that because you always felt you were always going to be in a game and you could always win a game.
This entire interview will be released on Thursday at noon on Spotify, Apple Music, and our YouTube channel at Dayton Flyers. The week starts with NCAA tournament volleyball, with Dayton taking on the top seed, Nebraska, on Friday at 9:30. On Saturday, Anthony Grant's group welcomes in a top 10 team, the Marquette Golden Eagles. The tip, 7 p.m. And Sunday, Dayton women's basketball looks to bounce back when they host Central Michigan at 1. For more information on Dayton athletics, go to DaytonFlyers.com. Follow us on social media at Dayton Flyers.